Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Tag Team Talk. I'm your host today, Justin. You can follow me at Kingmaker_DFF across all platforms. With me, as always, my loyal tag team partner, Jeff, aka Big Steck. You can find him on X or Twitter at BigSteck88. What's good, my man?
Well, it's all good, man. Been kind of a couple busy weeks, some late days, but we're back, and I'm excited to talk about the last week, maybe even touch down on last week's, but mostly on this week. I'm excited. It was a couple of good shows.
Yeah, this week they're out in London, across the pond. So we got SmackDown and Raw in London this week. One more stop on the way to WrestleMania, and then we're there.
It's a jolly good time.
Yeah, cheerio. Yeah, they definitely like the WWE there. They've been there a handful of times, so it's pretty good to see. They're wrapping up their whole European tour deal on the way to Vegas WrestleMania. So this should be pretty good.
Yeah.
So of course, with the whole Cena and Cody storyline going on, you got to open the show. Got to open the show with Cena and Cody. So you get Cody coming out talking about John Cena, talking about all the storyline, everything that they're going to be doing. He's the back and forth, kind of the same stuff we've been seeing the past couple of weeks. Just the legacy, like, these people, these are the fans. I'm their champion, and we've heard people plenty of times saying that I'm their champion. This and that. Like, no, not really. Like you have the belt, right? Let's just be clear. You have the belt, but. And then, of course, you get the legend killer, the Viper, Randy Orton coming out. So, which is kind of cool because if you don't, a lot of you may forget that Orton and Cody, they're no strangers to each other. Orton, when he was the young guy, he was in a little faction, okay, and then now, he was the leader of his own little faction, Legacy, where it was Cody. And then Ted DiBiase. Everybody remember the DiBiase name, $1 Million Man. That's his boy. So they're a little familiar with each other. So Orton had some words for Cody out there.
Yeah. I don't know. I miss the more of the heel Randy Orton, and he came out and kind of just gaslighted the shit out. I'm sorry, he gaslighted the shit out of us. Oh, he all the things you far surpassed anything that I've done.
No, he hasn't.
Don't blow smoke up this guy's ass. Like, he's good, whatever. But no, he's not. He is not.
It's almost like they told him to say that to kind of put Cody a little bit more over. Anybody that knows wrestling knows Cody hasn't even come close to what Randy's done, in my opinion.
You're not gonna push us out on that. And I like that they did that setup because it kind of led to Monday and what Cena had to say. So it worked in the long run, but him saying some of that stuff, it's just it goes against everything that Randy Orton really has been, and it's just no, he hasn't surpassed anything that you or Cena or a lot of other people I could go on and on about. He just isn't on that level yet. So don't blow smoke up his ass and just blatantly lie. You far surpassed anything that I've done.
Yeah,
I miss that arrogant Randy Orton where he's just like, you're good, but I'm coming for 15. Like that's more the promo that I wanted.
That I was happy that it went in that direction because I was kind of feeling like, man, Randy, where you going with this? Where you going with this? And then, he goes in, hey, I'm not gonna go behind your back. I'm gonna come to your face and say I'm going for number 15, which I want to see. I'd like to see that, but I feel like
we're going after 15 with Cena, though.
With Cena,
I want
right?
That rivalry.
Yes, because they came into the business together. They were in OVW together, all that stuff. So their career paths outside of Hollywood and all whatever, but they're very, very parallel. They're following this way. They're following that. I mean, they're side by side with each other. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay if it does end up, Orton chasing the belt with Cena, if Cena somehow ends up to win at WrestleMania.
He should.
But that wasn't it.
It's best for business, baby. It's best for business.
Hey, it don't make dollars. It don't make sense, right? But as he's talking about championships, you get another guy who whines about all his missed championships, stolen championship, just can't give it up, Old Drew McIntyre.
Because he can't keep his eye on the ball.
Yes. I got cheated this. I got cheated that, and the next thing you know, we get a match set for Orton and Drew later on in the night. But I mean, it was a good promo. I think it was a good way to open the show. I mean, I see what they're doing. They're highlighting the WrestleMania stuff, but they're also giving the European fans the stars. They're bringing the stars out. They're big names before the European tour. I get it, right? But we'll get into Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton a little bit later on. But this whole issue, back and forth bickering, does result in a match later on down, which leads us to our first match of the night. Someone that you spoke before that you're not crazy about. You got the Street Profits against a team that I'm not crazy about, Pretty Deadly. To me, like, their name should just be Pretty Bad. Like, there's nothing about
they're jobbers.
Yeah, they're jobbers. There's nothing about this tag team that you're like, okay, these are contenders.
They're
not at all.
They're a comedy shtick. They're there for some comedic appeal. And I'm not saying they're not talented, but it's like, it's just, they just come out. They're just designed to just kind of be that annoying, that kind of heel, just to, whatever. They're just jobbers. And it's, I don't know. I've never liked them.
Like, their characters aren't compelling. Their in-ring performance isn't compelling. Like Street Profits, if people don't like them, at least they're entertaining. Like they have that entertainment. They have that it factor, I think. They connect with the crowd and everything like that. They're not having to chant, scream, "Come on!" when the crowd's not behind you. Like they're not begging for your support. You're giving it because they're entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, Street Profits win just because there's no way that they lose to Pretty Bad. I can't call them Pretty Deadly anymore. Like, I don't know. That's just a stupid name for them. I mean, they're.
You have long sleeve crop tops. It's
yes.
It looks like they've kind of taken a page out of Seth Rollins' book.
Hey, but that's not the only tag team action though we got. We got on SmackDown. They like your boys. They like tag team talk. That's why we got a lot of tag team action on SmackDown. We got a little backstage talk. The short ones. We got Caden Carter and Katana Chance. And I don't know if a lot of people remember them, but they were in the Mae Young Classic a handful of years back. Which they
were tag team champs for a little bit.
Yeah, they're chopping it up with Zelina Vega, another short superstar. But people may not know though about Katana. Was it? Do you know who Katana is? Do you remember her?
Not really.
She doesn't seem familiar. So there was a show. It was actually pretty popular for a while. It's called Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warrior. Remember that, where they had the obstacle course?
I remember the show.
Yeah. So she was her real name was Casey Catanzaro, and that's where she really got famous. Super, super big athlete. I can't say big athlete, but very, very good athlete.
Very athletic.
Very athletic. She actually completed that course, which is I think only a handful of women have ever completed that course before.
Nice.
So. Another fun fact, she was actually Ricochet's ex, if you remember Ricochet. Another great gymnast, athlete, just a real high flyer. But anyway, so we get the super athletic Katana and Chance versus the secret Hervis. Chelsea Green's, secret Hervis.
I
guess that's their official.
The presidential United States. Yeah.
I guess that's their official name now, the Hervis.
It's amusing. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but it's so weird to see a former NXT UK champion in Alba Fire now like a sidekick, because she was pushed as like a prime name in the UK, in NXT UK. Yeah, now she's just a sidekick.
Unless if she's trying to like manipulate her way into the title picture,
right?
I don't see her as actually playing second fiddle to Chelsea Green.
No. And then Piper Niven, like, I feel like I'm not a fan of Piper Niven because, one, she doesn't have like the charisma to me, and just she's got that. I mean, she's a big person like Nia Jax, but it's just the athleticism doesn't seem like it's there yet. So hopefully we can get more from her. But we get Carter Katana against the Secret Service, and it really was. I didn't really think much of this match. What do you think?
I had honestly kind of forgotten about that match.
Yeah, there was nothing in it that really other than Chelsea Green coming in and attacking at the end.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then Zelina Vega coming out and also getting her ass kicked.
Yeah, that plan didn't work. You thought you were going to come out, help your little shorties out, and then
she's like 4'7" and 80 pounds.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, Chelsea Green. I mean, Chelsea Green is actually. I'm glad that she's finally getting pushed because in the past she actually in the Indies she was a huge star. And people remember Zack Ryder. If people remember the Intercontinental Champion Zack Ryder, that's I think he wrestles under Matt Cardona, which is his real name, and that's actually his wife. So, but yeah, so the match itself was very underwhelming, but I wasn't really expecting anything anyway. I think I just wanted to filler, exactly. It's just filler. But yeah, and I mentioned earlier about people screaming "Come on" whenever they're in the match because they're just dead.
That's Zelina Vega every match.
Yeah,
every time she hits any move, come on, and then 4 people, yay.
Yeah, there's just you're not invested, and if you have to do that, then that means you're doing something wrong.
Let's be honest. The crowd at that point, it was like pee break nacho time, or like potato and beans or whatever the fuck they eat over there. I don't know.
But, little blood sausage and but what's cool though is after that we get a nice little promo of this year's Hall of Fame. So not only is the WWE inducting superstars or factions anymore, they are inducting for the first time ever their first match. So now matches will be inducted in the Hall of Fame. So some of these legendary ones, like Undertaker, Mankind. This one here I think is a really good one. Okay, because you got Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart. Won Stone Cold to this day. He never submitted. Bloody mess, everything. The iconic, just him, just screaming in pain, blood dripping from his face. So I don't know. Do you think that should be worth the first induction as a match in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, and I feel like this is leading up to a question. So if you had to pick a match, and match that you were around for, one that you can't go all the way back to Ric Flair's first year, you know what I'm saying? Something a match that really stands out to you that you're like, dude, that's the match that I remember. And I'm wondering what you would induct. So
I would have to go with.
And I just thought of this question, so I'm drawing.
I like that. I like that question. We should definitely hit that in the end. So that'll actually give a good segue to all the viewers. Let us know what match you want to go in and see if it's the same one as us. So at the end of the show, we're gonna talk about what match we want to see in the Hall of Fame, and let us know what you want to see in the Hall of Fame, and we'll talk about it. That's a good one. Thank you. I didn't even think about that. There's so many good ones though.
So many good ones.
Think about all the early Money in the Bank matches. I mean, I don't even know what the stipulation is. Are we going just one-on-ones, or because I think we should disqualify Royal Rumbles. Those shouldn't be, because that's not really a match. That's a event. That's an hour, 2 hour long event. But yeah, that's a good one, man. You get the people thinking.
Yeah. And I actually know what I want to answer. We can do it at the end.
All right. So our third match of the night, we got Big Braun Strowman against L.A. Knight.
Big SOB.
Yeah, I've always liked Braun Strowman. I mean, I've always thought he was a little rough around the edges, but he's so big and muscular. It's hard to move, and
he's almost kind of reminds me of the Great Khali. I mean, size and whatever, but he's a lot more athletic. He's a lot more mobile. Khali was I'm just gonna stand here and chop. That's what I'm gonna do. So
it's like they were trying to do Andre the Giant as Great Khali. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was just a statue.
Yeah, that big body wasn't moving anywhere. At least Strowman's got the Strowman Express where he runs around and tackles you. So he's showing a little bit of athleticism. Got to give the man some
It's
credit.
a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy him doing that. Like he doesn't, because like the issue is he doesn't hit speed like Braun Breaker does.
No.
Like it's just clock this dude's 40. I'm just saying it's not that fast.
Yeah, he'll get there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you said Braun Breaker. Ooh, I can't wait to get to that.
Yeah.
No, so you got Braun Strowman and LA Knight. Yeah. Yeah, they're having the banger, and then of course Jacob Fatu coming out attacking both the guys. It's like it's for me, it's kind of clear that they're trying to set up a triple threat here. I'm liking the work that LA Knight's doing. The Jacob Fatu stuff, the only thing that's got me invested is the fact that he's going against Solo Sikoa. That's what's got me invested there. Is you got the new guy coming in. Solo thought, "Oh, I'm bringing my cousin in. Like it's gonna be great." And now the cousin's like, "F
you guys
bro. Like,
suck."
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, just talent-wise, Solo Sikoa is not that great. Like, he hasn't really shown me a whole lot in the ring, and even like, what's his name, Tama? It's just meh.
Tamatonga, yeah,
yeah. I feel like he could be good and could be entertaining, but he's just kind of taking that back seat. And like Fatu is easily taken over that faction. I don't know if it's like the end of Solo, if it's going to come down to Fatu and Solo fighting it. I don't know, but
it's like Solo's a little scared of Fatu.
Yeah,
you know, they're giving him just a little bit of fear, but Fatu's pretty athletic, man. Like the dude did a moonsault
in that jump
to the middle of
the
the ring.
It's crazy.
Yeah, guys that size are not supposed to move like that. There's only been like 2 or 3 guys in the history of WWE that can do that.
He did just remind me though of the LA Knight thing. He's like, "I'm gonna kick you so damn hard in your head, you won't be able to stop Caesar." When he did that, I was like, "Dude, LA Knight he's gotten better on the mic, and it's funny." Like when he did, it was you could tell in Fatu's like face that he did everything. He would like you could tell he wanted to laugh when he did the shake thing.
Yeah,
that shit was funny.
LA Knight is money on that microphone, man.
Yeah,
I'm invested in LA Knight, like because he was in TNA, he was Eli Drake, right? Yeah, that's right. He was Eli Drake.
Yeah,
but I don't think he did the thing. He called dummy. That's what it was. He called everybody dummy. He walked around, "Hey, dummy!" Like, look here, dummy. I don't know. I thought that was funny. But yeah, I feel like they're setting up that triple threat at WrestleMania.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'd like to see that. Yeah, just three big guys just out there just doing their thing, wrecking the ring. And then, of course, that goes on. And then we got our backstage interview. We got Miss Jackie Redmond, the brightest eyes in the business, interviewing Jimmy Uso, who has come back around with Jay. You know, it wasn't too long ago that Jimmy seemed like he was kind of again. I mean, they even had a match together against each other and everything. Like they kind of put that rivalry out there when Jay left the bloodline.
I'm kind of I feel like they kind of skipped a step in this whole storyline with Jay, Jimmy, and Roman kind of coming back together. It's just like they had a match, they hated each other's guts, they went their separate ways, and now it's like, we hope you fans forgot.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I can kind of see, I can kind of get by or get my head around is, they're twins. So naturally they're going to have that loyalty.
Still, some kind of makeup at some point, like, my bad, man. Whatever that is, something.
If we're building stories, where's my story?
Yeah, there's just the WrestleMania match sucked, and we're just gonna move past it. Just move past it.
Yeah,
but they're better together.
Happy.
I don't know.
I'm happy. Yeah, always. I'm an Usos guy. I love the Usos.
Yeah.
I don't think for your money right now, or even in the past like 10 years, there has been a more entertaining tag team that was one athletic in the ring, had that chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan, dude. Like, I like the Usos. So I'm excited to see Jimmy and Jay back on the same page again.
Yeah.
But, Jimmy, so Jimmy gets done with his interview with Jackie, and as he's walking away, we get everybody's favorite heel, who I think, look, man, a lot of people don't like him. I think, like, my wife hates him.
How can you hate him?
he's one of the best characters we've ever had.
Yeah.
The Miz.
Yeah.
The A-lister.
Like, he knows how to play the role.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he knows how to play, whatever, both sides. He knows the things to say to get under someone's skin. He knows, and he could be the jobber, and he could be the main eventer. Like, he's done it. He's like the 2 times Grand Slam champion. Like, not a lot of people have that resume, and it's because he's paid his dues. He put in the work. Like, I don't think he's the greatest wrestler, but like, he cuts a really good promo. He's great on the mic, and he is talented. Yeah. So it's just, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any.
And
doubt
he was
about
a natural. Like, he was a natural coming in. Like, let's not forget, he was on a show called The Real World. Now, some of you youngs, you don't know what that is. Right. So The Real World was what started reality TV.
And that's why we all like didn't like The Miz, hated The Miz, like, because he was in The Real World, and it's just like it's like, fucking Drake in Degrassi or whatever. Like, you can't take this fucker seriously.
No.
Oh, he's a gangster rapper on Degrassi.
Hey, but The Miz has been The Miz since Real World. Like, he was that character even on the show. So that's why, like, I'm like, this dude took to the business because he was a hardcore fan first.
Yeah.
He wasn't just some pretty face that they brought in and just said, "Hey, let's try to make you a wrestler." Because they try to do that.
I'm going to speculate real quick, because they kind of have similar career paths so far. Like, The Miz obviously is older, whatever. I would like to see some kind of tandem, and I think it would also help him. Miz with Logan Paul. I feel like that would work really well.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like that you brought that up. Because they talk about Logan Paul being, no one's ever risen to the top or took to the business as good as you. Not true. The Miz did it first. The Miz came in, and he was like, his big rivalry was John Cena. Like, he main evented WrestleMania against John Cena and won. As like not a veteran. Like, he was not in that long.
I don't want to hear shit about Cena not putting over people. This motherfucker lost to The Miz in the main event at WrestleMania. Yes. Don't tell me he doesn't do it. Mm-hmm. This was a long time ago.
Right. When he was wearing like the bandana and the fedora and like that Miz. People don't even, like, the youngs don't even know that Miz.
Nope.
But to put over that one, I like, for when you compare like whoever's taken to the business better, it's The Miz to me all day. It's to me, like, his character has got to be a Hall of Fame character.
Like, like, in Logan Paul, like, he's really good in the ring. Like, surprisingly, like, he's taken to the bit. His mics are very, like, it's very scripted. There's no not like natural flow to the things that he says. Yeah, but the shit that he does in the ring is like, dude, when he did that jump up backflip thing off the top rope, like that. That shit was great. Even he said, though, he's like, I would never do that again. Like, that shit scared the hell out of me. I did
that
it.
Athleticism.
If anything goes wrong, like, you're fucked. Like, but
that's like what, remember Enzo Amore? His big thing was, you can't teach that. You can't. That's just natural ability. But they got The Miz teaming up with Carmelo Hayes. So they're over here, they're mocking Jimmy Uso and stuff in his interview. So Jimmy's right there, and Jimmy just straight punks The Miz in the hallway. And it's like something about slapping him or whatever like that. And he just raises his hand. And of course, Miz being the actor, just like, it's just awesome. But Miz, like, got under his skin, though, because he was saying that Jimmy and Jay, they're each other's sidekicks. Like, they can't work by themselves because they're together.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the Jay stuff works, man. They're pushing him. We'll see. I kind of agree with The Miz, though, a little bit. I mean, I know all the Yeet fans, which I like. Dude, I like Jey Uso. I think he's a great performer, but man, I don't see him being a solo guy outside of the Intercontinental title.
Man, what does it do? Like, the Gunther he's getting better at the mic. Like, he's really good at his, like, he's getting better. Mm-hmm. And his ring, his in ring, there's no mat. Like, he doesn't do anything big and flashy. He's just a very technical, good wrestler. That's the only way that I can word it. And he just dominates with power. And they're very different. But Yeet, like, these two are two very different.
Yes.
And that shit it'd get old to me after, like, it kind of already is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just funny to see McAfee on the table doing it. Michael Cole with no goddamn rhythm at all.
No rhythm.
It's funny, but it's like it's a gimmick. It's like Slipknot. Eventually, it's like
I'm with you. You're right. You're right. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, and that's what they want to see. They want to see the fun. But I don't think that, me personally, now this is my opinion. Let us know in the comments what you think. But I don't think Jey Uso is a WWE champion type outside of just doing the tweener. Because some people don't realize there are tweener champions.
Like, if there's
setting up maybe Braun Breaker, because that's something we'll get into later, like Braun Breaker.
Maybe there's a return coming up. There's been a lot of speculation that there's rumors that Brock Lesnar would be coming back. So, like you said, maybe he's just a placeholder until SummerSlam. Who knows? But just to give a few months of Jey Uso, give the Yeats, sell some more merchandise.
Because they put the title on people that were veterans, paid their dues before, but really it wasn't believable that they were champion. Like like with Kofi, he really wasn't like world champion material. And
I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. I might get a lot of hate for this. Rey Mysterio, he's great with the tag team. He's great with the Intercontinental United States. But really, that whole, like, when he won that match with Mark Henry and Big Show, come on.
Yeah, that's the fan service. Yeah, because you got to think we had just come off Eddie Guerrero, so that was cool to see that. But so we go from that backstage interview to another spot backstage where you got the aforementioned Jacob Fatu and Solo and Tonga, where Solo's basically getting in them, say, hey, you don't do that. You let us know this and that, whatever. And then he basically trying to set him straight. But then Fatu bites back and says, nah, like, don't get in my way. Like, I'm doing this. If it comes to Strowman, I'm getting him. So kind of set Solo straight. That's where I'm like, this won't last long. this little love fest ain't gonna last long. But it kind of looks like they're setting up maybe last man standing between Fatu, Knight, and Strowman. Which them three big dudes in a last man standing. Can you imagine that? That could be interesting.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. And then we got another promo with Naomi, just talking to herself, like just kind of in her mind, being paranoid, saying how she always did the right thing, I was doing the right thing, and she feels wronged, like she was undervalued or underappreciated or whatever. Like she feels like she's been wronged, so she's taking it out, on Jade. So I'm curious if she's gonna screw over Bianca in Bianca's WrestleMania match, or because they're going to set up Jade and Naomi, like that's the thing. But how this is going to affect Bianca, because Bianca already gave Jade the okay to go beat her ass like 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, that shit was wild. Like Naomi just got done calling Bianca an ungrateful bitch. And then Jade comes out, beats her ass, and as she's picking her up with her finisher move, she screams out for Bianca's help. Like, that's wild work, dude. Calling someone ungrateful bitch and then calling for their help.
Yeah, they're not gonna come help you, man. You just buried them. Like, what the heck are you doing? But Jade is hell bent on getting her a piece of Naomi at WrestleMania. I'm actually invested in this. I think Jade Cargill is a great athlete. The physique she's about as close as we're getting to China physically as we've seen in a long time. Outside of like maybe Beth Phoenix. But Beth Phoenix is the last generation. So I don't really count her as, here recently.
No.
So, but yeah, so we're gonna enjoy a Jade Naomi fight at WrestleMania. So now they got 2 nights to fill. You're gonna have to do that. So I'm looking forward to it. But so we got our next match coming out. We got the previously known as Mia Yim. Now she's Michin with B-Fab. They're still trying to push B-Fab, get her out there in the camera. versus the Queen, the GOAT of women's wrestling, Charlotte Flair.
I disagree with.
The GOAT of women's wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what? We did our top 5 in men's. Maybe on the next show we'll do our top 5 women's all time. That'd be good. But singles in a real fight, not like, well, maybe not a real fight, but like a realistic, mentally in the ring match.
I don't think anybody's 5 is going to be without Trish. Like I'm giving a little preview. I'm putting Melina in there, somewhere in there.
Melina?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it. Yep.
Yeah, if some of you youngs don't know who Melina is, look her up. Like the splits that she did on
do
the
yourself
ring,
the favor.
The scream.
You're welcome.
God. Yeah, you're welcome.
you do yourself a favor and look at it. And then I remember one time she did the thing, her entrance to the ring, and she actually fell off the back, laughed it off, and then did it again.
Hey, there you go. Hey, laugh at yourself. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna laugh, so you might as well. I give her credit for that. But So we got Michin with B-Fab. They're still throwing the B-Fab out there for some reason, but kind of sad, man. Like there was no reaction for Michin and B-Fab. Zero. I mean, it was dead quiet. It was kind of sad, actually. But Naomi came out and was attacking Michin and B-Fab before the match. And then Jade, so Michin's all hurt now. And then Jade comes out, of course, because Naomi's there. So Jade's going to come get Naomi. And then they run away. Naomi she runs like the heel.
I'm sorry, but if there's ever a fight between, what's her face? Was it Jade and Charlotte?
Naomi? Oh, Charlotte.
Come on.
Dude, Charlotte has no muscle anymore. She's a twig now. So it's like with the knee injury she had and her divorce with Andrade, it's just like she's skin and bones, man. It's hard to take her seriously as a competitor. At least before, when she had her feud with Rhea Ripley, you're like, okay, Charlotte is like formidable. She's muscular, she's fit, all that stuff. Now it's just like she's just like so skinny. I feel I can't be invested in that, because even if I suspend reality, like, yeah, she's still Charlotte Flair at the end of the day, super talented, but just the physique. It's like, man, dude, she can't beat, who's she gonna beat?
It's like Chelsea Green, but with like it's just like, but there's no figure there either. Like,
right. It's all. I mean, she's super toned, but it's like she lost so much mass that helped her character out. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, so Charlotte, she comes down, and her and Jade have a little eye contact there. So maybe they're foreshadowing a little bit. Maybe a Jade Charlotte run there, which would be kind of interesting. But like you said, I don't see that. I don't really. She's gonna have to put some muscle on.
Suspend belief again.
Right, you're gonna suspend belief and just say, okay, Charlotte. But yeah, I think they're foreshadowing a little storyline there, which I'm cool with. But Michin, I think her character needs a strong faction. Like I think she should be in the Judgment Day, not Carlito. Or, I mean, Raquel's there, but I don't know. I think Michin needs to be with somebody right now.
I feel like that faction is quickly.
Yeah. There's going to be something to where they're going to. I don't think they're going to make Backlash.
You can tell that none of them care about each other. Like, they're just dogging, shitting on each. Like,
yeah.
It's volatile. And, as soon as, if Finn Balor gets that push, he wins that title.
Right.
That's going to be the end of it.
Yeah, and I always felt bad for Finn. He got injured after winning the Universal title, and it's like, man. So, like, he has a reason to be pissed off, but he's had chances to win it back in the past.
Yeah.
All right, so Charlotte, she beats Michin, who was already previously hurt coming into it because of Naomi, but wins with the figure 8. Then we go backstage again. Jackie Redmond, brightest eyes in the business, talking with Tiffany Stratton, who they are pushing hard to be like kind of the new Trish Stratus, if you will, which is funny because they just did a show together where her and Trish were tag team partners. They were actually that was the Toronto show, wasn't it? They were in
Yeah.
Canada. Yeah, so that makes sense. Using the hometown Trish, that's fine.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're talking about Charlotte, and because Charlotte and Stratton are gonna face each other at WrestleMania, which this is gonna be interesting because Charlotte ate her lunch a week prior to this when they did their kind of video conference promo or whatever, and dude, Charlotte asserted dominance in that promo. And you could tell Tiffany Stratton was just sitting there like, I don't know what to say. So they definitely coached her up on this, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be a long time before they have a face-to-face kind of promo off, if you will.
Yeah.
This just wasn't fair. Charlotte just shredded her to pieces. But she came back strong. I mean, I think Tiffany did okay, but you could definitely tell they coached her. It was scripted, and Jackie was helping her out. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? You think Tiffany can get better on the mic?
I think so. I mean, that's really the only thing that she's really lacking. Like, she's very talented in the ring. I mean, I just wish they'd stop blasting her so much makeup, but she's good in the ring. Like, she really is. Like, she's very talented, and they just need to work on her mic skills. That's it. And I think once they start getting her to deliver some good promo, she has a good future.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the mic skills can be developed easily.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a problem. I mean, Roman used to be horrible on the mic.
Yeah.
I mean, just atrocious.
Oh, man, Cena annihilated him that one.
and now Roman's not bad.
You'll find
he's actually getting kind of funny. He's getting kind of funny. Which we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that, of course, we talked about. Oh, yeah, exactly. Then we get Orton and Drew, like we talked about in the beginning, how they set that up. So here's some little accolades. So I don't know if people realize like how decorated Randy Orton is.
Okay? Cody's better.
Yeah, right. So is Cody Rhodes a 10-time WWE champion?
No.
Is Cody Rhodes a 4-time world heavyweight champion?
No.
Which Randy Orton retired that, by the way, retired that title. Randy Orton is a 1-time Intercontinental champion. He is a 1-time United States champion. He is a 4-time tag team champion.
Once with Cena, wasn't it?
I believe so. And then once with Edge when they were rated RKO, which that was really cool. Like putting 2 powerhouses like that. And then 2013 Money in the Bank. So that was pretty cool. Royal Rumble winner in 2009 and 2017. So that makes him just a 1-time Grand Slam champion. So
not a 2-time like The Miz, but
Right. He's not as good as The Miz. Right. But The Miz ain't a 10-time WWE champion either. So that makes 14 total world championships.
Hey, that just means that Randy Orton lost it more times. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, technically, if you're 14-time, that means you lost it. But yeah, so 14-time champion, and you got him versus Drew McIntyre, the crybaby of all crybabies about all the titles that he's been screwed out of. Whatever, keep crying, Drew. I don't know what do you think about Orton versus Drew? Like, are you invested in that? It's just kind of
filler and stars?
Yeah, putting 2 big names together.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Maybe it's probably going to be like another filler WrestleMania match too, just because it's Orton and Drew. Not that Drew is comparable to Orton. I'm not saying that at all. So y'all don't.
Wasn't it Orton and KO?
So Kevin Owens, and he comes out and messes with Randy as he's about. He's slamming the mat, he's about to hit that RKO and win the match, and then freaking Kevin Owens comes out, and Drew ends up hitting his Claymore to get the win, and then of course Kevin Owens runs away like a little heel. But it's so funny. It's like I heard somebody say one time. It's like when you run in, to save somebody, you run into the ring, and then you have the ropes. It's like the ropes are your barrier. You can't leave the ropes. Like come on back. It's like nothing's stopping you from going after them, right? It's just the ropes. They're standing on the outside of the ring, and you're standing in the ring. You came out there to beat their ass. Like walk through the ropes. But anyways, whatever. I get it. It's for the show, so whatever. But I don't know. Where do you think they're going with this Kevin Owens, Randy Orton thing? I mean, because don't forget, Kevin Owens is the one that put Randy Orton out.
Yeah. I hope they're setting up for a match between the two, and we get a Randy Orton pundit mania. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was talking about what did he say? He's going to punt. I think Randy got so excited he forgot his words.
He said, "Well, I know at one point he said, I'm going to remind everybody in the WWE that Pat McAfee is just the second best punter in the WWE." I was like,
"Yeah, there you go,
nice.
There you go." Because that punt, I mean, you look at Randy's quads. That's some power of them legs, boy.
Yeah.
God, dog it. But so after that match, we get another little promo of somebody that AEW fans would recognize, and that would be one Ray Phoenix, who was Penta's boy in AEW. They were a tag team. So Ray Phoenix is coming in, but I don't think that they're going to put him and Penta together. I think they're going to try and use them separately, but I would look down the road, Phoenix and Penta having kind of a moment, maybe at WrestleMania, or they bring Penta in on Monday after Mania, because they're going to do that a lot. We see Monday after Mania is always a big thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But so we get that little clip. I don't know. Did you watch a lot of AEW? You know much about Ray Phoenix?
Not really, honestly.
Okay, so
I see clips and stuff.
Like everybody else in, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ray Phoenix ain't bad. He's like the splitting image of Penta though. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's kind of the same guy. Skill set, all that stuff, same guy. But later on, we're backstage. Drew's showered up, ready to leave. And he's all happy. He got him a win over Randy Orton, and he's on top of the world, bragging, just being stupid. But I don't know. He should have watched out, man.
He keeps taking his eye off the ball, man, and it's biting him in the ass again. Damian Priest got his. He came with the receipts, and
he thought he's being slick, walking out the garage, go out to the garage and leave, and then guess who's there waiting on him? Damian Priest. Yep. So he puts him through the windshield of a car.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody caught this. So WWE, I'm sorry to call you out on this, but so we've talked plenty of times on the show about how they use local talent as security and all some of their backstage stuff. So they had this guy. It's like a BMW, I think, and they had this guy. He's like, oh, it's my car, blah, 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 like this and that or whatever, and just poor whatever acting. Anyway, so they put him to the windshield, and then the next segment after, you get Seth Rollins walking up, like, oh, what's going on here? Of course, they all have security. Seth Rollins has security. CM Punk has security. Roman Reigns has security because they're doing this contract signing. So Seth Rollins is walking up in the garage when they come back from commercial with his security, and there's the guy, the same guy that was the BMW guy, and he's out in the ring later on that night. And it's like, okay, guys, use somebody else different, or don't use him here, and then 5 minutes later, it's the same guy, just they changed his shirt. Yeah. But anyways, so he's like, oh, what's going on here? And they kept on walking. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see Drew and then Damian Priest. But that adds another one. So now you've got Drew, Orton, KO, Priest. What the heck are they going to do with all four of these guys? So it's you're going to have separate storylines, a fatal four-way. What can they do with this? So it's going to be interesting to see, I think, what they're going to be able to do with this. But finally we get to the main part of the night that everybody's been waiting for, this big contract signing. So you got Nick Aldis out there, you got the chair, the 3 chairs, the table set up, all the nice stuff. But the chairs aren't in the right place though. If you notice, Paul Heyman had to make a little adjustment on those chairs because Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you got to be at the head of the table.
Head of the table, baby. So this was actually kind of cool, but man, I don't know what. So they all come out there, Heyman. So I don't know if you caught this or not, but Heyman made Roman break character for a second there. He made him laugh a little bit. Which I mean, if you're Heyman, go do it. What are you gonna do? Fire you? But anyways, so Well, Roman said he came for 2 reasons, right? You remember what the 2 reasons were?
Sign a contract and everybody to acknowledge me.
Acknowledge
Check.
me. And check.
Check.
That's where I was talking about earlier. Like Roman is getting so good on the mic, man. Like he's getting good. But he's working with Paul Heyman. You can't not get better with Paul Heyman. That's why I think it's time for Paul Heyman to take on somebody else too. So that's gonna be cool. But Paul, just like CM Punk, Paul Heyman had that relationship, and it seems like it's all coming full circle now with this favor. He's looking over this contract, he's looking for something, and then you get Paul Heyman on a knee saying, "I know what you're looking for, and it's in there." Come to find out, CM Punk, for the first time ever, is going to close out WrestleMania. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize Punk never main evented WrestleMania. I honestly didn't know that.
It should maybe be a night 1 close.
You think it's going to be night 1?
You think this is a night 2 closing match when you've got Cena heel against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship? Gunther and whatever will probably be like the second to last match night 1, and this should close night 1.
Well, it's Gunther and Jay.
Should not be closing night 2.
Yeah, Gunther and Jay is not going to be. They're not night 2.
No, I'm saying Cena and whatever will be. They should close night 2.
Yeah,
if this match closes night 2, I'm like it'll already be shit. That match needs to be. It should be closing night 1. Gunther and Jay should probably be the match behind it in night 1.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm with you, man. Like I think Cody and Cena, that should be night 2 closing.
Yeah,
I'm with you. But to close out night 1 is still not bad though.
No,
but I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
No.
But I didn't. What really confused me at the end though is Punk stands up and says, "That's not the favor." And because Roman, he was bragging, "Oh, this is what I do. You're in there because of me, and I put you in the main event, and this and that, and like just super big headed." And then Punk just says, "That's not the favor."
That's not the favor. I'm gonna give you a pop. Who knows?
Who knows? If y'all know what it is, man, let me know. Let us know in the comments. But that's how we
Paul Heyman's gonna become CM Punk's wise man again.
Ooh, there we go. That'd be interesting.
It'll be a custody match.
Yeah. All right. So that closes out SmackDown, and then we got Raw. You want to lead us off with Raw?
Yeah. Cena comes out. He leads off the show, and it is the first time that they've really interacted with one another. Cena hasn't really addressed Cody Rhodes. He comes out, complains about the crowd, why he turned heel, why he did what he did, and he really hasn't paid him any attention. He hasn't mentioned anything about selling out to The Rock. Like, I don't know if they've just kind of given up on that storyline because there's been no mention of The Rock. He hasn't made any appearance, like nothing. Yeah. So I don't know if they've kind of abandoned that storyline. But, yeah, Cena coming out and, he didn't even get out a word. Cody Rhodes comes out and they just had a really good back and forth promo. But I'm sorry, like, Cody Rhodes will never match up to Cena on the mic. I think Cody had a couple of good moments where he made fun of no one has ever chanted "you suck" or "you can't wrestle" to me, and it was a good dig. But we're also the crowd that chanted at him "you can't wrestle." Like, this shit has been happening for 25 years. Like, it wasn't really a new dig at Cena. Like, he's heard it all, but he really did dig deep into Cody. And it wasn't even just about this shit that Cody Rhodes went all Eminem. Yeah, my neck is red, but whatever. He went full 8 Mile, started bashing himself. I have a lisp. I have the what are you gonna make fun of? And it's I'm not even gonna stoop to your level. I'm telling you, it was a good promo. It was a good interaction between the two. Neither one of them, I think, really fumbled the promo. I think the only thing
good little nuggets leading up to the match. I like that they're doing old school to where back in the day, the two headliners they didn't touch each other. They kind of played a little cat and mouse game up into the pay-per-view, because back then it was pay-per-views, And I like they're doing with this. They're not getting confrontate like physical with each other. They're not getting physical with each other. Not putting hands on each other.
It got a little bit.
Yeah.
I just, and that to me was the weak point.
Serious.
That was the weak point of the promo, though. Like, okay, how many times did Cena have to hit his finisher on like Roman Reigns? And how many times did he have to hit his finisher on KO? And how many? So he hits his finisher on Cena and lays him out.
Yeah.
Like he just took a Superman punch and a spear from Roman Reigns. Like he was fresh, hits the one move, and Cena is. It was a way oversell.
The big sell job, yeah.
Yeah, it was a way oversell. That was probably the weak point of the promo to me. But like on the mic, Cena definitely like won that one-on-one, but it was still good for both of them.
I mean, on the mics, like there's not that many people better than Cena. Mm-hmm. There's a small group that are just amazing on the mic. Our first match of the night, we got New Day versus, Pete Dunne. And then you got the hometown kid, Tyler Bate. That's really the only eventful thing about that is Tyler Bate in London. New Day wins, but there's really nothing to talk about there.
They're trying to get a title match. That's really all this is building to is them trying to get a title.
Yeah, Viking Raiders come out and they're going to set that up. But the bigger match, one of the bigger matches of the night, you got Gunther and Jimmy Uso. Of course, Jimmy just straight whopped him in the face. And so this is another thing, man. Like, yeah, they call him Big Jim, but Gunther choked him out, man. And it just
several times.
I don't get he's defending his brother, man. Respect. So you're supposed to do that. So the character, I get it. But it's just Gunther, they're making Gunther seem like he is on another level than these guys. But I do like that there's like, oh, you lost 3 in a row, this and that. So they're saying, okay, so he's due one, right? So you're building a struggle so that way he can succeed.
Yeah.
Bro, Jay got zip tied while to the ropes while Gunther's just beating his brother's backside, man, like just
bloodied up and rub Jimmy's blood all over. Like this is some gladiator shit, man.
Dude, I mean, I was impressed. I was like, dang, man, they're really building Gunther up with this stuff. But yeah, I mean, there was nothing Jay could do. He was desperate. So we get the next match of the night. Go right into Penta and Braun Breaker teaming up.
It's a weird
after
combo.
Penta had just said, "Hey, I'm coming for the IC title," and now they're tagging up against the Judgment Day, which
whatever.
I don't know. It just seemed like a spot fest. Everybody was getting their stuff in, hey, all right, Braun, you get your spear. Penta, you get this. Just I don't know, man. I'm not. Finn hit coup de grace to win, but that's because Breaker accidentally spears Penta.
Yeah.
Because Dom is distracting them and all that stuff like that. And of course that led to backstage stuff. Penta confronting Braun Breaker, which of course everybody knows an accident, but it's like, dude, watch the replay. Like, do they expect us not to?
That's the storyline.
Replay back there.
That's the storyline. Yeah. They're not going to look at the replay. You meant to spear me, like we didn't all see it.
Yeah,
that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I still don't understand why Carly doesn't Judgment Day. But to move on, lesser important stuff. Chad Gable acting like he's not El Grande Americano, and then a little nugget that I don't know if a lot of people caught, but Maxine Dupree is saying she was been working with Natalia, so maybe we can get a tag team out of that. Because Maxine Dupree's big thing is she's not great in the ring. Natalia is actually really good. She's from the Hart family. And then next we got AJ Styles in the ring. And he calls out Logan Paul, who we talked about earlier is like kind of paralleling the Miz's career.
Yeah.
And, you had some things. What were they chanting?
Douchebag. I don't know if that's because they were calling him a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
One of them, they did a douchebag chant for quite a while. And I don't know. I don't think that I think AJ Styles, I just don't like him when he gets on a mic. He's just another kind of bland, monotone, whatever. And then you get Logan Paul, who's very scripted on the mic. Like that, the promo itself, I wasn't really digging it because I don't these two should really just be fighting. Like they're best in the ring, and maybe a few words or like they're holding a mic and then they just start beating the shit out of each other. Like I don't think either one of these guys are great on a mic. Mm-hmm. And it was a while on the mic between the both of them. And it was too long.
Yeah. Something I don't think anybody's really interested in. If it wasn't Logan Paul, no one would care. You know, of course, Logan Paul's got all the followers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you got to have him involved because he does have all the followers. That's why you brought him in, to bring in his fan base.
A new audience, right?
Exactly. I mean, hell, my son is invested because they have Prime on the mat, and he knows Logan Paul is it. So, and my son's about to be 10.
Speaking of, did you see that April Fool's joke that Logan Paul did on Liv Morgan?
No, what happened?
He's like, oh, it's Prime. It was I saw it on a reel. It's like, oh, it's Prime's new drink. It's the pizza flavor. And yeah, like hilarious. Pizza flavor Prime, and she's like, it tastes like watery pizza. He's like, it's a joke that we're not actually doing that flavor.
Oh.
Wow. But she kind of liked this shitty pizza flavor water.
Yeah, trying to put it over.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah. But, so we get the rematch that Rhea wanted against Io Sky, who I'm not sold on, bro. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't believe Io
talented.
Sky. Yeah, should not even be a blip on the radar for Rhea Ripley.
Women like her are why they made the Intercontinental and the United States title, because it's just not believable that she would compete with a Rhea Ripley.
Have her against Chelsea Green. Yeah. That makes more sense. Not a dominant force like Rhea Ripley. Like, I think for your money, like Rhea Ripley's at the top of the game right now. Like, we need to be seeing Rhea Ripley and maybe a Jade Cargill at SummerSlam. I think that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Cakes.
Yeah.
Hey, there's you shut up, Mickie James.
Yeah, Mickie James. Oh my God, bro. Okay, so here's the thing. So Mickie James has no room to talk about how, superstars, butt cheeks are hanging out and it's distracting and all this stuff. Like, hold on. First off, I jotted down a few names of ladies that, they have the provocative outfits, the ring gear. And for me, I think all of these, so Rhea Ripley, okay, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, even maybe former Charlotte, maybe not so much Skeletor Charlotte. Liv Morgan, I think Liv Morgan has surpassed what Mickie James has done. These are people that, and even Alexa Bliss. Let's even go Alexa Bliss, even though hers is a little more conservative. But all these aforementioned superstars.
Oh, then you start looking at was it not TNA? Jesus, with Jada Parker and stuff like that. Like,
NXT.
NXT. Yeah. Jesus, thank you.
So, what I was getting at is just, so those are just the ones that they dress in the way that Mickie James says is, it's distracting and this and that, but they have already surpassed what Mickie James did in WWE.
Right.
So you have nothing to talk about, Mickie James. So shut your mouth, enjoy your free money, be in a Legends contract.
And look, all I'm going to say is there are, movie studios and stuff. I'm not going to name drop here, but when you have a target audience, okay, I'm just going to do it like Star Wars. You have a target audience, and when you do something and then proceed to say something that shits on that audience, and then blame them because they didn't go view your product, you are Mickie James shitting on the audience that watches. I mean, we want to see good wrestling, we want to see talent, and we want to see, and it's the whole, like, NBA. If you've ever seen a halftime show, cheerleaders in the NFL have been a thing forever.
Yeah.
That's your target audience. I mean, we don't want to see butt cheeks. You shut up. We are the audience.
You think these 10 to 15-year-old kids have money when they go to your show? No. Dad's buying the ticket. Dad's buying the popcorn and the T-shirts and all that stuff like that. Like, look, man, like, the way I see it, like, these are professionals. They know when they design their outfit, because it's not like somebody says, "Hey, wear this." That's no. They design their outfits. They know what they're doing. Let them. You mind your business, Mickie James. Let these female superstars go out there and do what they're doing better than you ever did.
Hey, mind your fucking business. Shut up.
I mean, right. If it wasn't for Trish Stratus, Mickie James would still be like whatever her dumbass name was in TNA. Back then it was TNA. So I don't know. I think as far as the Mickey James thing, that had me heated. I'm like, you didn't do what a lot of people think you did. You just had longevity. But anyway, yeah. So Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. You want to hit on that?
I mean, it was a really good match, and I feel like it was right down the middle. And like Rhea Ripley was showing her power, Io Sky was showing her, her in-ring ability. She's really good in the ring. Yeah. And I think they both are, but obviously Rhea Ripley's more the powerhouse. And you knew that there was going to be kind of a clash between the three of them. And at one point, Io Sky steps out of the way of a Rhea Ripley hit. Rhea Ripley hits Bianca, kicks her out of the ring. And then she hits Io with her Riptide and pins her in the crowd. 1, 2, 3. They get up to like a 12 count. And Bianca's still like, she's full on referee. Like we've seen you, we've seen you not sell attacks or hits your entire career, and now you're gonna like piddle around on the outside.
It must be those black and white lines on the shirt that just make you just soft.
And so she finally gets into the ring. She does do a normal count, but gets to 2. Io had enough time to recover. Rhea gets in her face. She kind of slaps Bianca, and then like Io kind of comes back at it, tries to get the easy victory, doesn't get it. She does something from the top rope, and Rhea sidesteps it, kind of does like a drop kick to Bianca, and she gets kicked out of the ring. She calls the match a double disqualification, whatever. I mean, if a real referee was there, she would have already disqualified Rhea. So you can make that argument, whatever. But in this kind of a match, I don't know. So it was a double disqualification. Rhea proceeds to lay waste to both of them, and the show closes with Rhea holding the women's title.
Yeah.
So it seems like they just took a really long roundabout way to finally do the goddamn triple threat, which is what they should have just done from the beginning, but you kind of had to build it up. I get it. You're trying to build the story. But we all saw it 3 weeks ago that this is the direction that they were going.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's not going to be one of those situations where like Rhea and Bianca are so focused on each other that they forget about Io, and they get knocked out, and Io basically just pins somebody and wins. Like that's gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not invested on Io as a champion. We talked about that earlier, but that's just me, bro. So to close out the show, we get another Cody Cena showdown.
Mm-hmm.
So you get Cena coming out there in the London, like the red and the blue outfit. The last time is now, all that stuff. And then him and Cody, they actually put hands on each other this time.
Mm.
So I don't know. What did you think about the Cody John Cena whole interaction this time, where they actually got physical with each other?
I don't know. I feel like they should have just kept it to the mic and kept it to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, they already did the little dance around each other the whole time. So
yeah, and there's not much longer to go. Like we're already in April. There's a couple of weeks left.
Yeah,
I feel like a couple more hot promos. I would like to see, and it doesn't seem like he's going to. I don't know if Cena's filming a movie or something right now, so he can't really have a match just in case.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see, just to see a fight. But I don't know. I don't really like that it was Cody.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to see CM Punk, man, because they had such a big rivalry back then, and to kind of bring that back, which I don't think they're going to end there though. Like I think Cena, they're gonna hit the farewell tour. Like I think we're gonna get Orton Cena. I think we're gonna get CM Punk Cena. Like we're gonna hit the highlights. What do they call it? The victory lap.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit the victory lap. But yeah, that's how they close the show out. We got Cody and Cena actually getting physical over here. If any of the viewers, if y'all have any thoughts on anything about what we talked about, let us know. Let us know about your 5 top female. We'll talk about top 5 female on the next episode. But Jeff, let's while we close the show out, let's close it on what's your favorite match of all time?
Yeah, I'm gonna go, and 2 of the GOATs, like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, at least in WWE, had to have been Edge, and I know, like the common answer is Undertaker, whatever. But he's a part of it too. And I'm going to go with because Edge and Undertaker had some amazing matches together.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go. They had a Hell in a Cell match where it was Edge and Undertaker, and that was, fuck man, that was such a good match. Like, I know that there was like a match, I can't think it was a ladder match, maybe a Money in the Bank where there was Ed Hardy and Edge. They had some great matches too, but it was just that match with Undertaker and Edge where I was like, dude, it's forever engraved in my brain. Like, it was such a good match, and just those two together, it's such a weird pairing for it. It just worked. It worked so well. They're both legends. I know that, Adam Copeland or Edge or whatever kind of, his time ran out in WWE.
Yeah.
And I don't like it he's kind of ruining his legacy in AEW.
He's not doing anything good for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, make your money, bro. I get it, money. But I feel like, but he went when before Triple H took over. So
I think
like you couldn't have waited. I mean, of course nobody saw that coming, but I feel like there's something to be worked there, Man, so I'm gonna have to go with Stone Cold and The Rock, WrestleMania 17. I feel like as far as two superstars to get the most pop out of the fans, hitting the high spots, just working the crowd, everything like that, I feel like Stone Cold and The Rock for me, WrestleMania 17 is the one. So if anybody's not familiar with that match, go check it out. There's so many other good matches, and I'm curious to see if they're going to bring in another one, because don't forget, we've got the iconic. Well, it really wasn't a very long match, but Undertaker, Mankind, right? That wasn't a long match, but it was iconic.
Oh yeah, you still remember him getting like choked off the top of the cage and through the announcement? Yeah, like everybody knows that moment, that image of Undertaker flying off his man. Like, how did this man not like break his neck and shit doing this? Like, it took some balls to do that.
He killed him.
He's a human being.
Oh, we'll never have another JR.
No.
But that's our show, folks. I hope you enjoyed our SmackDown review, our Raw review. Join us next week. We'll do it again. The tag team talk is real. You get the world's greatest tag team. You got AKA Big Steck, and you got the Kingmaker himself. Go follow Jeff at Big Steck 88 at Twitter, or X as it is now. You can follow myself. I'm Kingmaker_DFF, as you see right here. I got the TikTok, all platforms. Can't miss it. Jeff and I will be getting together for WrestleMania. It is official. We signed that contract, and shit. So we may even be putting out the little live content. We'll see. So stay tuned. But for Jeff and I, that is us as Tag Team Talk, and we will see you next week.